everyone. And I say that respectfully. No, it's straight on me, goddamn. I can't say everybody. That's okay. It is. And I say that respectfully. Never give up on yourself when someone says you don't have potential. And I say that respectfully. To the genuine ones with no misintentions, I truly hope that you continue to find peace within, regardless to who gave up on you or overlooked you. And I say that respectfully. Healing trauma and pain is not a race or an overnight process, let alone it's not a competition. Because everybody's wound, when it comes to healing, hold on one second, they actually have to go within. Understand, I'm not trying to confuse myself another day, hurting myself with my own words. I'm not trying to be lost wearing a mask. When folks can't respect me, hold on one second, true love can truly last. If I choose myself to understand my worth, I can show up for me to understand I am worthy. My content is not for everyone, and that's okay. And I say that respectfully. You know, everybody wears their insecurities different. I may have a pimple today, I may not have one tomorrow. But hold on one second, I still know how to respect my neighbor. I ain't had to play with spoken in a toxic way. I just knew how to heal that wound that truly, hold on one second, affected your mindset. It wasn't a wound, goddamn it. It's a change though for me. Because it's the beauty within. You know, having personality, being authentic will have certain folks bent out of shape. They will have to project spur work on you. Only the rest of hold on one second. My digestive system wasn't the same that day. I ate something I ain't have to. I ate something I should have no business eating. No, it take on me. What the fuck wrong with me? I be doing that shit sometimes. You do? You know, when you wake up, be like, hold on one second. Why did I put that in my digestive system? But hold on one second, I'm still beautiful. You know, everybody heals differently. Not everybody has insecurity. What you may be insecure about, the next person may not be insecure about. You know, when someone wakes up the next day and have a pimple, God forbid, or someone had a wound, that may change their life forever. Some people take those wounds or those pimples and say, you know what? I still love myself to understand elevation. I still love myself to understand that I am worthy of still choosing me. Regardless of what the next person's insecurities may be that day and what they're dealing with mentally, I still choose me. My content is not for everybody. Folks be swearing they spell work, be working in the socks way only rest the hold on one second. It was one-sided when it came to your competition. You didn't want someone to elevate. You didn't want someone to look in the mirror to actually see their beauty that actually started within. A love that you couldn't relate to was choosing yourself to understand your own mental health. How you had to disrespect somebody, allowed to play with spoken and toxic way, all because of the fact you forgot to communicate to go with it. Because your lack of self-control when it comes to self-esteem issues, that ain't had to do with an innocent person, but damn, you projected your drama on an innocent person. You know, everybody heals differently. What you may be insecure about, the next person may not be insecure about. What you may not like about you and what you're projecting on somebody else, someone actually is willing to accept themselves. You know, everybody's love language is not the same, and I say that respectfully. You know, God forbid, sometimes this stuff happens. Someone gets a paper cut, or someone gets a pimple, or someone gets a bruise somewhere, or someone gets a mark somewhere, or someone projected something on somebody and their life changes forever. Everybody doesn't have the mindset of being insecure because the beauty starts within. What the outside world may see, they can't relate to what's within. Because as long as you know that you're willing to love you within, can nobody stop you from loving you. Only you can stop you from loving you. Only you can have that mindset of being your own worst enemy. Only you can stop you of being your own worst prisoner. And I say that respectfully. It's funny how women or men will have insecurity problems. Say, oh, I got a pimple today. Oh, this happened to me. So now they're insecure. So they project the insecurities on an innocent person. And because they project the insecurities on an innocent person, they thought that someone wasn't going to show up for themselves. They thought someone was going to lack confidence. They was going to have self-esteem problems. Or, you know, women and men, they do this. They project beauty magic on innocent people because they lack self-control. They lack confidence. They're having a mental crisis within. And they quit to talk about someone is mentally unstable. It'd be the train of thought for me. How this type of stuff actually happens. It doesn't matter about someone's tax bracket. How someone will sit there and gather within a group, or someone will just have so much hate and jealousy within them, and they will project that mindset on you. But when it starts within, I love me. Can't nobody take that away from you but you. And I say that respectfully. My content is not for everyone. The beauty started within. A vocabulary they can relate to. Yeah, you get lost in your words sometimes, but you was far from slow, stupid, and retarded. Hold on 1 second. Recognizing your worth, they would never understand it was never competition because you was choosing yourself to better yourself when it comes to your mental health. That confidence, it actually looks good on you. It was days you almost overlooked you, but God was really choosing you. You may not worship how everybody else worships at the end day when it comes to the good God, but you still not respect your neighbor, stay in your lane. That hinge is different when it comes to, hold on 1 second. You are worthy. My content is not for everybody. It doesn't have nothing to do about someone's tax bracket and how far someone is elevated in their life. And I say that respectfully. Because someone will be so content of becoming their best self-vision of themselves, regardless to what tax bracket they're in, as long as they know that they're trying. But it's always going to be someone out there that's going to try to shortchange their neighbor of elevation because they don't understand self-control to stay in their lane. You see potential within somebody and someone wasn't trying to play game. They actually put that footwork to understand that, hold on 1 second, I was going to overcome that pain. How the Heavenly Mother, Father God was showing them better days ahead. That's something that you can relate to, was understanding your own faith and stay in your own lane, neighbor. How this type of stuff actually happens. It doesn't matter about someone's tax bracket. How someone can see that you have potential. Someone can see that, damn, I don't want you to surpass me. I don't want you elevating faster than me. I don't want folks looking at you like you could do better than me when it was never a competition. But then the same people that have that same mindset will sit there and say about an innocent person how they slow, stupid, and retarded. It'd be the train of thought for me. You know, our vocabulary is not the same. You decide to reject yourself because of your own pain. You dealing with insecurity caused, but your mask fell off. Only was the hold on 1 second. We are not the same. You know, someone, regardless of what they're going through in regards to their tax bracket, they know how to respect their neighbor good day, bad day, and misunderstanding day. It's sad how people have to hack your devices, pray spoken in a toxic way, gang stalk you, energy harvest off your energy, or even try to destiny swipe with you, but it was an epic failure because you can't take God's anointings. You can't take that child to God's blueprint, regardless of how old they are. It'd be the train of thought for me. How God restores that child to God for all the right reasons. God was never for sale. They would never understand that, hold on 1 second, God was really keeping it real. You know, certain folks would say that God is not real. But when God shows up, that is just different. Our vocabulary is not the same, but I know how to respect my neighbor. Regardless to who abandoned you, who didn't respect you, who didn't protect you, who didn't show up for you. I still know how to respect my neighbor. But folks be having so much hate in their vein. They forgot to realize they forgot to actually realize they didn't do the proper healing to go within, to understand their own pain. They didn't understand their own vocabulary because they was hurting themselves with their own words when it came to time and day. But you still wish them well to find peace within, just in their own lane. Never allow someone to make you feel like you have to live in fear. And I say that respectfully. We may not pray the same, but I still know how to respect my neighbor. Good day, bad day, and misunderstanding day. Loving yourself is not a crime. And when someone says you don't have potential and you was never part of a race, never dim your light. You know, there's individuals out here, no matter if they're older than you or younger than you. And it don't matter about their culture, religion, sexual orientation, disability, or age. How they would sit there and say, I'm going to humble you. You can't humble somebody that's been on an empty stomach. You can't humble somebody that never had food in their fridge. You know, days when they try to get their life together. When that phone call was one-sided. When they wasn't trying to pick up the phone and ask for help. Because folks didn't actually mean good intentions. Imagine overflowing all the wrong covers and then realize, hold on 1 second, nobody asked if he was truly okay. He wasn't doing it for likes and views or cloud chasing. That is just different when you understand time and day. How an individual will try to humble you because you're authentic. And folks gravitate to you in the most healthiest way. They actually respect you. And you don't have to try hard to be smart you're truly not. And one thing you don't do is run from your past. And folks don't like that. So they would try to humble you, humiliate you, disrespect you, even dig up your past when they don't even live in your reality today. You know, because you're still being patient with time and day when it comes to healing, because a healing journey is not an overnight process. And they will even be behind the scenes hacking your devices and lying and getting to blackmail you to project that you need to get locked up, put you in the psych board. Or they will blackmail you and put you at a scene of a crime that you never did. How this type of stuff actually happens. because they want to control the narrative of you. So they would try to humiliate you, disrespect you out loud to see you frown, but God truly maintains your smile. You mad and you're worthy. Never allow someone to make you feel like you live in fear. Regardless if you're a content creator or not, how folks will try to have you shadow banned. You work so hard for certain things and they would try to dim your light to make you feel like you're not worthy of choosing you. And then when you speak up for yourself, they want to call you a snitch when you was never the issue. Or they would pay this person, pay that person, regardless of their tax bracket, to make you feel like you're not worthy, to gang stalk you, to try to disrespect you. They would do the most uncomfortable things towards an innocent person. All because someone lacked self-control. All because of the fact that someone was wearing a mask. Because they didn't want someone to elevate faster than them. Someone may be more spiritually gifted than somebody. Someone may be more talented than somebody. Someone just maybe just authentic. And it bothered someone's spirit. Because someone lacks self-control when it comes to discipline. It didn't matter, they tax bracket. Folks be talking about I'm growing all day, but hold on one second, you had so much head in your vein, and you projected on the innocent person who didn't have to disrespect you, that actually respected you to stay in their lane. You didn't like the fact that someone actually understood that they was worthy. You know, telling somebody that, hey, I healed myself, that would make someone feel so insecure about themselves. So they would sit there and take notes on you behind the scene and watch you and watch you as you elevate. They will project spell work on you. They will energy harvest off your energy. They will hack your devices. They will lie on you to folks that actually respect you. Folks that may want to get to know you. To paint you out to be something you truly wasn't when you wasn't trying to catch a case. How this type of stuff actually happens. It may not happen in your household, but it's happening in someone else's household. I'm far from ahead, and I say that respectfully, neighbor. I just understood elevation when it came to, hold on one second, I wasn't trying to shortchange myself when it comes to my faith, because God was really showing me favor. You know that balance that God endures within you? You know that balance that God endures within you? They will never understand the confidence that you chose yourself to overlook what you chose yourself to understand, not to overlook you. I may be slow, stupid, and retarded to you, but I'm worthy to my heavenly mother, my heavenly father, God. That is just different. And God is not for sale. We may not pray the same, but I know how to respect my neighbor. Just stay in your lane. And I say that respectfully. Always be yourself. The beauty starts within. The outside appearance, hold on one second. Yes, you are beautiful. Yes, you are handsome. But when the beauty starts within, you can have a nasty personality to hurt people, to cite people at their free will, to have them robbed because you lack self-control when it comes to discipline and don't know how to take accountability for your actions, to go within. Not everybody acts the same, and I say that respectfully when it comes to time and day. How it took a group of people to go up against one person. And then you try to shadow ban somebody so someone's voice will be dim. But you know when God shows up for that child of God, their voice never got dim because God saw everything. My content is not for everyone, and that's okay. You know when God didn't reject you, they would never understand elevation. That authentic, hold on one second, it was never competition. It was a love language that you had to be patient with time that they to understand your existence. I choose me not to overlook me when my neighbor looked at me like competition. I held certain wounds that was indulged in my childhood, went into my adulthood. They would never understand that time truly heals. Being patient with time and day, I never looked at my neighbor like competition because I didn't have hate in my vein. That energy is different. I may not make sense to the average person, but I wasn't trying to fit in, let alone try to catch a case. I just knew at the end of the day to respect my neighbor, even days when they couldn't see. Always be yourself. You are beautiful and you are handsome. Someone didn't protect you that day. Someone didn't believe you when you spoke up for yourself in the most healthiest way. We may not pray the same, but I just truly hope that one day that you continue to find peace with that neighbor, to realize you are worthy to understand your own existence, to understand when it comes to healing trauma and pain that it's not a race, but you are worthy of someone loving you and respecting you. Regardless if folks don't understand your love language, because everybody expresses themselves differently. You don't have to hurt your neighbor. Good day, bad day, or misunderstanding day. When you speak to the right person, they see you, they hear you, and they respect you. It don't matter about someone's culture, religion, sexual orientation, disability, or age. They don't have hate or jealousy in their vein because they're not overlooking you. They don't look at your trauma and pain as competition. They're not trying to destroy your image. They're not trying to blackmail you against you because you were willing to be vulnerable. The energy is different. You know, every community is truly not for you, but when you are in the right community, they don't hack your devices. They don't play with Spoke in a toxic way. They don't gang stalk you. They don't project Spoke on you. And they don't energy harvest off your energy. And they don't steal your destiny. You know your authenticity. You know your anointings, your blueprint that God endowed within you that day. That elevation, that hold on one second when it comes to time and day, you could truly heal to go within. Don't give up on yourself because someone overlooked you. Because when you least expect it, the right person won't reject you. But sometimes in life, what happens is you push the wrong person away that God sent you. And because you pushed the wrong person away that God sent you, they had to fall back so they can choose them, not to overlook themselves another day. You had so much hate, envy, and pain within you. You couldn't even understand your own vocabulary, but your neighbor still respected you. Good day, bad day, and misunderstanding day, regardless of what those walls was talking about that day when it came to different communities, how you thought someone was trying to shortchange you when it came to your mental health. You said what you said that day. It be the train of thought for me. Our vocabulary not the same. But certain folks don't run from their past. We all not the same when it comes to maturing. Sometimes God will send somebody into your life when you least expect it. Only for you to realize that, hold on one second. I have to understand my own shadow. So when I see the shadow of me, my reflection, I won't overlook me another day. I'm not willing to reject me, but thank you, God, for being patient with me. Only for you to realize, hold on one second. You said you wanted to heal. So God allows you to see, are you really worthy of showing up for you? Only to realize you wasn't ready yet. You're still fighting the air, hurting yourself with time. But you didn't lose you. Because healing trauma and pain is not a race when it comes to time and day. Because what you say to yourself is, when am I going to heal? How do I show up for myself? I feel like I lost out on so much time already from choosing myself when I overflowed the wrong cup. I rejected the wrong person. I was dealing with this, I was dealing with that, I was dealing with this, I was dealing with that. But you said, you know what, today? I don't want to have another excuse for me rejecting me because of the fact that someone didn't protect me, someone didn't know how to love me, respect me. Someone gave up on me when I needed somebody that day. You know, when the right people walk into your life, they see you, they hear you, and they respect you. My content is not for everyone. It's not. Always be yourself with noblest intentions. You know, with growth, it comes with time and change. Understanding your mental health, that you are worthy. Understand that, hold on one second, you didn't reject you another day. My content is not for everyone. It's not. And that's okay. Certain folks will never understand the wounds that was endured within you when it comes to your child mindset. When you was a child. And you're an adult now. You know, everybody's trauma and pain hits different. But when the right people walk into your life, regardless to what part of your journey that you're in right now, they see you, they hear you, they respect you. They're not here to manipulate you. They're not here to disrespect you. They're not here to hurt you, good day, bad day, or misunderstanding day. It wasn't for likes and views or cloud chasing. When someone is truly being authentic, that behind the scene actual conversation, it was truly real and authentic. Something that you couldn't relate to. because you was beating yourself up with words when you didn't have to get physical. You kick the next person down to maintain your smile, only to realize, hold on 1 second. What do I do now? My content is not for everyone. It's not. You know, certain individuals don't believe in God. They said it's a made-up thing. But God is really real. God is really real. Not only does God start within you, but God is actually not misleading you. When God is truly by your side, it don't matter about someone's sexual orientation, disability, age, religion, or culture. And I say that respectfully. And only for you to understand to choose you, you gotta be patient with you. My content is not for everybody, and that's okay. A vision that they couldn't relate to. It was confidence that started within. It was never competition. You wasn't trying to hurt your neighbor. Who would have knew that God didn't overlook you? Yeah, you vibing high. That energy is different. You ain't have to get high. You understood what that relapse actually looked like that day. When certain folks didn't know how to protect you, let alone respect you, when you was having a mental case. You know, you even wasn't your own self. Because everybody's not the same when it comes to hold on 1 second, rejecting themselves. You could probably be on the spell work in the most unhealthiest way. You wasn't doing it for likes and views, let alone acting. It'd be the train of thought for me. They would never understand why you stand before yourself today. That testimony was truly real. When you had to truly deeply go within and actually heal. You didn't know how to start your healing process, but hold on 1 second. God maintained a smile that allowed you to see existence. I love me. I found me. I'm still being patient with time to understand my existence. Hold on 1 second. My reflection. I almost lost me, but God allowed me to start a new chapter when it comes to this journey of self-love. Who would have knew that God never gave up on you? Always be yourself, and I say that respectfully. When your past rejects you, when you was never the issue, it was never competition when it came to elevation, when it comes to growth or actually maturing. They would never understand your past knowing your reality, but something that you wasn't running from, but you understood growth when it come to maturing. You was acting your body weight, not your shoe size. They would never understand that, hold on 1 second, time actually healed all wounds. That was patience, balance, and you actually removing that mask to show up for you. They said that you're slow, stupid, and retarded. They said that you're not beautiful. They said that you was ugly, but it was a point of it that you couldn't relate to. It was not overlooking you. They wanted you to overlook you, but you chose you. When you look in the mirror, regardless if you had a bruise, a pimple, you still was beautiful because it started within. Imagine overflowing the wrong cup, only for them to have control and over your narrative when it comes to your life, all because they understand and treat themselves right. You respect the folks' good days and bad days and misunderstanding days. That elevation hits different. We all aren't the same when it comes to elevation. I never look at my neighbor like competition. How you could be around somebody for so many years, or they will be in your life just to talk about like a bad habit, or they'll be in your life just to disrespect you. They'll be in your life to use you mentally, physically, emotionally, and verbally, all because of the fact that they lack self-control. They have self-esteem issues. They don't like the fact that you can choose you, regardless to what your circumstances is at the moment, financially stable or not. How folks will try to play you close to talk about you like a bad habit when you actually walk away. God saw what you did that day. You chose you. You was tired of the abuse, the disrespect. Hold on 1 second. Why did I have to be slow, stupid, and retarded when I actually knew how to respect my neighbor? It'd be the train of thought for me, how everybody's vocabulary ain't the same. You know, when you actually have the right people into your life, you don't look at them like competition. You don't project spell work on them. Good day, bad day, or misunderstanding day. And you don't sit there and try to get them locked up because of the fact that you lack self-control. You don't. Because you don't have that hate or envy is within you. But goddamn it, you did something to me at the end of the day. Fuck you. And changed out for me. Always be yourself. What may not make sense to the next person, when God allows you to stand up for yourself, to protect you, never allow someone to make you feel like you gotta overlook you because someone decided not to respect you. You are loved and respected by all the right people that's truly for you. You know, when someone, time has expired in your life, regardless they living or not, you knew how to respect them even days when they couldn't see. They try to paint you out to be the crash out in their life, to be the villain, but hold on 1 second. God saw what they was doing. And never one lie was told when you actually spoke up for yourself. To hold on 1 second. I was worthy of choosing me. How this type of stuff actually happens. How when you remove yourself out of somebody's life, they paint you out to be the crash out. Regardless if he was intoxicated or not. You never had malicious intentions towards folks. They try to rob you. No, they did rob you. They had malicious intentions towards you. Just like at your free will. How they all work together. Who would have knew that time would heal? It'd be the train of thought for me how folks' masks be falling off. All because of the fact they want to do you wrong. And then at the end of the day, they want to bring harm towards you because you're speaking the truth. Never allow someone to make you feel like you got to lose you. Or someone wants to control the narrative of having control and issues when it comes to you. So they would dig up your past to try to humiliate you. And never not one time that you have to get physical. They even project the spell work on you to paint you out to be the fool. But God never shortchanged you. Understand that you're truly the blessing, not to overlook you. Always be yourself with no misintentions. When you dismiss somebody out of your life in the most healthiest way, and they're saying to themselves, I don't know why would you reject me? Why you moving me out of your life or whatever the case may be. When God removes you and closes certain doors in your life, it should be no reason why. It don't matter what relationship it is. It should be no reason why someone should have you rob you for your life, rob you from your family, rob you from people who love you, rob you from people who respect you. Good day, bad day, or misunderstanding. And I say that respectfully because it's not always about financial stability. It's not. Because a mother and a father should not be robbed of a gift that they was given when it came to their child that they actually love, because not all parents love and respect their children. No mother or father should have to wake up and turn on the news or find out they walked outside and hear news that they can't digest because someone lacks self-control. Because someone didn't understand discipline, regardless to who was raising them, who showed them, who didn't love them or respect them. Because people pick and choose who they want to bully. People pick and choose who they want to take out their free will. People pick and choose. Someone may not like the fact that you have a loving household. Someone may not like the fact that you take care of yourself with no help. In regards to how you're taking care of yourself, doesn't matter your financial stability. Someone doesn't like the fact that, hold on 1 second, you're able to be independent and still maintain a smile. You're able to still choose yourself, and I'm trying to see you frown. That's how people actually look at innocent people. They want to see somebody frown because they're miserable within. They don't like the fact that you may be more gifted than them. And then they sit behind the scenes and say, no, I made that person. People quick to say, I made somebody. God made that baby. God had good intentions when it came to that baby elevation. It was days when that baby was crying and nobody actually held arms out for that child. Didn't matter how old they was. It was folks that overlooked that child because that child was going through so much trauma and pain. And you don't understand how they maintain a smile when they're going through trials and tribulations in their life. And you can't walk a day in their shoes because you'll want to give up on life itself. How people will feel that because you endured trauma and pain, people would take your trauma and pain and they would want it so bad, but they would never be able to walk a day in your shoes. Never. Regardless to who tries to blackmail you against you, when you're telling the truth, it's always going to be somebody in the background trying to lie on your name. But God saw everything. And one thing you don't do is run from your past. That is just different. Always be yourself, and your voice does matter. My content is not for everyone, and that's okay. I'm Naya G on Love Respect, and today is currently May 26, 2025. Stop the violence. Loving yourself is not a crime, and I say that respectfully. Have a safe year, day, evening, week, weekend. You matter, you're worthy. Protect your energy and protect you and your family with no malicious intentions. Regardless to who says you don't have potential, and the other ones behind the scenes trying to shadow ban you, paying people to not respect you, or paying people to gang stalk you, or paying people to humiliate you, or paying people to do unhealthy things towards you. Never give up on yourself and never allow someone to make you feel like you gotta live in fear. And I say that respectfully. My content is not for everyone. It's sad and disgusting to see how someone will invite you to their table just to disrespect you, all because you was being motivational and you wasn't trying hard to be your authentic self. Got certain folks bent out of shape and you wasn't trying to catch a case. How someone would truly invite you to their table just for them to look at you like, in their eyes, you're their enemy. And you have to get physical. You didn't have to do anything to nobody. Someone saw potential within you and you became their issue. And they wanted to get rid of you. They wanted to silence you. They had jealousy and hate and envy within their blood. We all don't operate the same. I know how to respect my neighbor, even days when you can't see. My content is not for everyone, and that's okay. Never give up on yourself when someone doesn't see your worth. Because when the right person walks into your life, regardless of what type of relationship it is, and when God sends the right people into your life, they see you, they hear you, and they respect you. They don't look at you like competition. They ain't got hate in their vein. They actually know how to respect you. Good day, bad day, or misunderstanding. I say that respectfully. Be mindful and wise when disrespecting someone, talking about you're going to humble them. You can't humble a child of God, let alone a real chosen one, a divine one. And especially when they've been through so much. In regards to all the trials and tribulations that they've been through, their spirit was always beautiful. They always had a heart. They always give their shirt off their back to their neighbor to respect their neighbor. Even when their neighbor did them wrong. We all don't operate the same. How it takes a mindset of someone being jealous and envious over somebody to plot against an innocent person, or to hack somebody's devices and hack their phones and act like you're them. How this type of stuff actually happens. Or you plot against somebody to get them locked up, put them in a sideboard, and then when they speak up for themselves, they dead ass wrong. How it took a community of people to go up against one person. A contract that neighbor didn't sign up for, the innocent person, when he wasn't trying to hurt nobody. Always be yourself when someone tries to project fear in you. You know, we all don't operate the same. And I say that respectfully because there are innocent people out here, regardless of what we experience or what we've been through. We don't sit here and hack people's devices. Good day, bad day, all misunderstanding. Who the fuck got time for that bullshit? I don't give a fuck what you got going on. Just don't bother me. It changed off of me. Or let alone project spell work towards an innocent person. To bring harm towards somebody. To make someone feel like they are becoming their worst enemy. Or to sit there and get someone locked up. Or put them in the sideboard. Because our mindset is not like that. Because we don't have jealousy and hate and envy within us. Or to look at your neighbor like competition when you was never competing. You just wish they should stay in their own lane. Because you understood that receiver. You chose yourself to go within. You don't compare your trauma and pain to somebody else. Because you wouldn't be able to walk a day in their shoes. But you would truly pray that they heal patiently and find peace within to better their situation. And you wouldn't sit here and try to destiny swipe with somebody. You wouldn't sit here and energy harvest off someone's energy. You wouldn't sit here and gang stalk somebody. Good day, bad day, or misunderstanding day, because that doesn't run through your mindset. It doesn't. You don't sit there and say, you know what, let me gather up this person in this community, let me gather up this person in this continent, or whatever the case may be, just to bring harm towards somebody, it's like them they free will. Or to have a mindset of having jealousy and hate and envy or being miserable. You don't have that mindset. Regardless of what you've been through in your journey, that mindset of having hate and jealousy and envy, it didn't cross your mind. And even if you did have a mindset of being jealous at the moment, but you wasn't jealous to the point where I'm jealous and envy. No, 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 no. Of somebody's situation, you never had the mindset of pursuing second somebody free will. You didn't have the mindset of pursuing bringing harm towards somebody. You may have had a little bit hate within you, a little envy within you, but you would never hurt the next person, and you wouldn't have somebody hurt somebody else because you're having a misunderstanding self there. That is just different because we are all not the same. And it's people that, regardless of their upbringing, they never even had the mindset of having jealousy, envy, and hate within them, regardless of their circumstances at the end of the day, because everybody's walk of life is not the same, regardless of someone's upbringing. My content is not for everyone. It's not. But you matter and you are worthy, and I say that respectfully. Just because someone gave up on you or overlooked you or didn't protect you or said that you didn't have potential, you matter and you're worthy. Healing, trauma, and pain is not a race or an overnight process. Regardless to, we may not pray the same. Some people don't believe in God because there's a good God and there's a bad God. It's two different gods. And God is not for sale, and God has never been for sale. My content is not for everyone. It's not. No, it's it though. I gotta go. Have a good day. I'm Naya, genuine love, respect. Never allow someone to make you feel like you have to live in fear because they're trying to blackmail you against you. When God saw everything. You know, certain folks may laugh at you because you talk about God all day long. But people pick and choose who they want to bully when it comes to God. People pick and choose when they actually understand that, hold on one second, you actually are God, child. You but God's baby for real. Because regardless of all the stuff that someone put you through, you never has changed up. You never was wearing a mask. You never was doing it for likes and views or clout chasing, let alone money. Because God is a provider. And when God is a provider, the enemy doesn't like that. The devil doesn't like that. So what they would do is behind the scenes, they would make sure that you don't elevate. They will make sure they will strip your financial stability away from you. They will make sure that they will humiliate you. They will make sure that they disrespect you in the most toxic way. And nobody will ever believe you. Good day, bad day, or misunderstand day. Even someone that wants to work with you, or even someone that is taking the liking to you. They will make sure that they would project spoke on them, or they would do stuff to them, or they would pay them off so you won't, so they won't go forward towards you. They would even pay people from your past, no matter who it is, just to dig dirt on you or to see what you got going on. But these folks ain't been in your life for so long. Regardless if you picked up the phone, they still don't know you. They still don't know you. And for a mother and father to keep a gift from their child, it tells a lot about their character traits. It be a train of thought for me. How a mother and father or a family member that can support everybody else, taking the likings to everybody else's career or everybody else this and that. They forgot the one that was actually standing in front of them this whole entire time. How this type of stuff actually happens. It does. Jealousy and envy is real. Folks be like, why would someone be jealous of their own child? It's true. It should have been no reason why a mother would dim the light of their own child, call their child slow, stupid, and retarded. And then when you endure that in that baby starts to believe it. It's a lot of people that's dealing with this type of stuff today, and they don't know how to heal. It may not be going on in your household, but it's going on in someone else's household. You say, well, how can a mother do such a thing, or a father can do such a thing to a child? It's mothers out here that project spoke on their children. It's mothers out here that want their children's destiny. It's certain mothers and fathers that will dim the light of that child. That child's never around. And folks be like, where's your child at? Oh, they there, because they don't want them around. How this type of stuff actually happens. It does. It may not be happening in your household because you're not that type of parent, regardless if you're a mother or father, regardless to what circumstances you're going through. You will never dim the light of your baby because that's your baby. Regardless when the world's against your baby, you're going to always protect your baby. The world may not see the beauty within your baby's heart. The world may not understand the beauty that your child was endowed with, regardless of it was their features or not. But that's your baby. In regards to what pain and trauma they endured when it comes to their upbringing, God allowed you to love your baby another day. It's some mothers and fathers that can't have that same attachment today because someone lacks self-control when it came to discipline. Someone decided to project spoken in a toxic way towards somebody's baby. Someone sent confusion spells to somebody so someone could be suicidal. How this type of stuff actually happens. How you could be a married couple or not. And I don't mean no disrespect. How you could be a married couple or not. And it don't matter what type of lifestyle you actually have. How you interacting with different folks or whatever the case may be. Someone sees that you have a beautiful wife, or someone sees you have a decent husband, or someone sees that you can hold a household down, and they would try to destroy your foundation. All because of lack of self-control. All because they can't carry a child. So they want to bring chaos and confusion to your child. Because maybe your wife may be mentally protected. Maybe you may not be as protected. Maybe you may be protected. Or maybe your wife may not be as protected. But they say, you know what? I'm going to hurt the most precious thing to you, and that's your baby. You know, jealousy and hate and envy is real. Sometimes in life, entertaining a wrong conversation, you least expect it. Someone will try to shortchange you of you choosing you. But when you're mentally strong, when you're spiritually strong, the devil cannot take away you from you. I may not make sense to somebody, but with time and day will heal all wounds. And I say that respectfully. Never feel wrong for expressing yourself to the wrong person. It's a life experience. It's a train of thought for me. My content is not for everyone. There's so many untold stories. But the spiritual world is really real. And because folks play with magic in a toxic way, you got witches and warlocks out here. They will manipulate your vocabulary so bad. Because you was willing to choose you. Because they lack self-control. They have confidence issues. They got self-esteem issues. They can't keep a relationship. They were so used to someone telling them yes, yes, yes all day long. They were so used to getting their way. And if they didn't get their way, they would make sure that they would ruin someone else's reputation. It didn't matter about someone's culture, religion, sexual orientation, disability, or age. How this type of stuff actually happens. And it became the norm. And it's not the norm. My content is not for everyone. You may be gifted than somebody. You may be more spiritual than somebody. And they want to strip your gifts away from you. They want an energy harvest off your energy. They will want a destiny swipe at you. And then they will sit there and project spirit on you. And then they will have the mindset and say, you know what? Since I can't get my way, I'm going to get you locked up, put you in a sideboard. And nobody's going to ever believe you. How this type of stuff actually happens. Protect your energy and protect you and your family. You matter and you are worthy. The spiritual world is really real. And you are worthy to see another day. And I say that respectfully. I don't worship the devil good day, bad day, or misunderstand day. I don't hack folks' devices or gang stalk anybody or project spoken in a toxic way. Or a destiny swipe at anybody. You know, jealousy and hate and envy is really real. But when it's one-sided, certain folks will never understand how time actually heals. Be mindful and wise when you say you want to humble somebody. because you lack self-control. You have insecurity problems talking about you truly healed. If you were so healed, regardless if you're a dude or a chick, or you don't like this person's vocabulary or whoever they dating or whatever case may be, you would stay in your lane and just respect your neighbor and keep it pushing. You wouldn't have all this mindset of projecting spyware, gang stalking somebody, hacking somebody's devices, or cloning someone's iCloud or phone or Android or whatever the case may be. You wouldn't be doing that. You wouldn't try to get them locked up, put them in a psych board. You wouldn't sit there and energy harvest off someone's energy if you wasn't so miserable, if you was truly so healed, when someone didn't have to get physical. An innocent person, they just respected their neighbor. How this type of stuff actually happens. It don't matter if it's a job site or not. It don't matter if you're just walking out in the street. You can ask somebody to use their pen, and from right that very first conversation, someone has envy and jealousy intentions towards you. Someone picks up on your energy and say, you know what? I don't want you elevating faster than me. I want to steal your energy. I want to steal your gifts from you. How this type of stuff actually happens. My content is not for everybody. When it comes to my creativity, I get it from my Heavenly Mother, my Heavenly Father God, and I say that respectfully. I'm far from a hater. The energy is different. We all don't operate the same when it comes to respecting our neighbor. You're not for me, just stay in your lane. I don't look at you like competition. I ain't have to project pain. I understood that, hold on 1 second, I wasn't wrong for saying my neighbor. You was going left, hurting yourself with your own words. Make sure you go right, not to overlook you another day, because you're mad and you're worthy. But you truly not for me, but just stay in your lane. It'd be train of thought for me. How someone will have jealousy and hate, envious intentions towards you, and then you're wrong because you don't want them in your life. What's wrong with people? It don't matter if you're a dude or a chick. Have a nice day. You doing too much. And then you be behind the scenes doing weird ass shit. It'd be the train of thought for me. Like, you not for me. Like, having that mindset, having jealousy and hate and envy within you, it's one thing having the mindset. But then when you're in the background doing actual footwork, you're not for that innocent person. And they're not wrong for saying that. Because God sees everything. Like, content is not for everyone. Misunderstood and loved by you, far from a hater, what about you? Misunderstood and judged by you, far from a hater, what about you? No man's a change on me, always be a step with no molest intentions. Don't dim your light, neighbor, treat you right. It was never competition when it came to healing, trauma, and pain. Never let my neighbor like competition. I just was wanting to choose me. You know, even when you get lost in your words and someone doesn't understand you, the right people will never overlook you. And I say that respectfully. They damn sure ain't got hate in their vein, and they damn sure don't play with spoken in a toxic way. They ain't got an energy harvest off your energy. Elevation looks different when you're passing on your reality. Always be yourself, and they darn sure don't gotta hack your devices or let alone gang stalk you. Good day, bad day, or misunderstanding day. Let alone they ain't gotta put the mindset to humble you. We all don't operate the same when the right people show up for you. They ain't gotta steal your destiny when it comes to, hold on 1 second, you wasn't having a crisis. When it comes to your identity, you was trying to better yourself when it comes to your mental health, that you truly was worthy, have to overlook you. Healing, trauma, and pain is not a race. And the only way to understand it is to actually mean what you say. Remove that mask. And it's not a process that you would not understand. It's not a process that you will understand at the moment. But understand and show up for yourself to understand the process what you're willing to overcome. You gotta start with you. It's not a race. I'm not aging on respect. Always be yourself. When it comes to my creativity, I work alone, and I always did. I never signed up for someone's one-sided contract or whatever the case may be, because my soul damn sure ain't for sale. No, it ain't though for me. No, for real. Motherfuckers would never want to put respect on your name. When you motivated them, inspired them, when you have to try hard besides be yourself, and never not one lie was told. You didn't have hate in your vein. We not the same. Always be yourself, and I say that respectfully with no misintentions. Have a nice day, neighbor. I'm Naya, genuine love, respect. Peace and respect, sir, respect your neighbor. Stop the violence. She mighty where they don't dim your light. Go, you neighbor, don't dim your light. No, it's straight on me. Always be yourself with no molest intentions. God is not for sale. I don't worship the devil good day, bad day, or misunderstanding day. We all not the same, but I know how to respect my neighbor, stay in my lane. The energy is different. Always be yourself. Thank you for your time. Today is currently May 26, 2005. I'm closing this video out. Yes, I am at 10:09 a.m. I'm not agent of respect. I never gave nobody permission to use my creativity as their own. I never gave nobody permission to use my creativity as their own, and I never gave nobody permission to clone my devices. Good day, bad day, or misunderstanding day. It's funny how they say that you delusional, slow, stupid, and retarded, or whatever the case may be. But you understood what you endured that day when folks try to size you up, get you out of character. But hold on one second. You didn't lose yourself another day. Never feel wrong for speaking up for yourself. Yeah, they gonna call you a snitch all day long. But God only heals those wounds. Allow you to sit, hold on one second. I didn't have to get physical. Thank you for your time. Have a good day. I may not make sense to you, but you're not for me. Have a good day somewhere else. Gotta go.